Want to do the show or no?
Uh-oh. By the time we actually get around to doing a show, I might forget
what?
everything I heard today.
What's that? Oh, this? Oh, the entrance to the show? Yeah, that's fine, whatever. I don't have to pay anybody. Good.
Nice.
And High Time We Talk. Welcome to High Time We Talk.
Nice.
You started?
Yeah, I'm starting it. See that? I even gave you a warning. That's something I never did before.
Are you prepped for this show?
Nah, we might as well prep while we show, and show while we prep. I don't want to talk about nothing that's going to get us put in jail anyway.
No.
I don't want to talk about no Benghazi. Yeah. I don't want to talk about no Homeland Security.
Let's talk about stuff like Rush Limbaugh or Glenn Beck.
Oh, what?
Well, Rush Limbaugh was talking about how NBC wants to make a movie for Hillary Clinton's life.
Oh, yeah. Well, that didn't...
He's looking at it as a way to do a lot of promotions to get her in the presidency.
Those are RNC talking points that Reince Priebus there, or what's his name, Reince Priebus? Yeah, the chairman of the RNC has already told CNN and NBC that they will not even be available for Republican debates or anything if they air the two movies. There's two planned. There's a Hillary miniseries and a CNN docudrama.
Yeah, so.
And I mean,
that's a complete and utter bullshit.
I do kind of agree that, yeah, that's probably not a good thing to have come out if she's running. It could sway opinions.
I just think that we're talking about it. Stay safe. Because that's what he talks about. He'd stay safe. Nobody's going to come visit him in the middle of the night. Hey, you're talking about Hillary Clinton, are you? Yeah, I'm the ghost of Vince Foster. What? What do you mean? Well, she had me killed.
Come on. All the people that are voting now?
I'll be talking about other things. Something stupid for everybody to digest. Keep them away from the important news. We don't want you talking about anything that would matter.
Did you hear that?
I mean, shit.
Okay, terrorists ready to attack. We know about that already. Did you hear and or read about the thing, the DEA working with NSA, and they are in fact collecting data on Americans and turning it over to the DEA, and the DEA has a program in place, what they call parallel construction, to show how they achieve their information without revealing the NSA's participation.
I know something we could talk about that would matter.
What?
Besides that, that's important too.
What? No.
Because it's true. It's like we've been monitored now for the last 10 years, big time.
Well,
this has nothing to do with terrorism. This has everything to do with them watching something else. And that's what they're doing. Trying to monitor any opinion, any show like this, anything they're monitoring. Everything.
Yeah, well...
It has nothing to do with terrorism. If we could all be adults about that, at least say this has nothing to do with terrorism. It has everything to do with controlling our society and bringing in a new world way of doing things. They call it New World Order, however you put it. They're going to... They have a few things they got to do, and they want to get one world government. They want to morph humans into computers.
And don't you think we as consumers are making it easier for them by readily accepting all these gadgets and gadgets and I want a computer that I can wear on my head down the street so I can talk to even less people than I do now.
I would imagine that in the future the choices you make are going to matter a lot. How your life is going to be lived. Like, it matters now. I mean, think about the food supply being completely and totally taken over by Monsanto, where they're genetically changing the dichotomy of a plant or an animal. You know? How can that be good for anything? But our choices can stop it.
Yeah, go ahead. I'll cut it out. Yeah, like hell I will. So we don't do a show for fucking weeks. And he gets nailed right there. Right there. Sarkozy's on the rise again in France. Some sick bastard grandmother murdered her kid by rubbing methadone on the gums. Of course, they used to do that with us with paregoric. Of course, methadone and paregoric are a lot different. Maybe that was just stupid and not malicious. Some guy was trying to sell an infant on Craigslist for a Sino. That was pretty fucking stupid. Yeah, lab-grown hamburger. Man-made meat. That's the shit Steve was talking about. Other sub-fuculating news designed to take your minds off the real problems. MTV has ordered a reality show about virgins. They're going to call it My First. They're seeking out young people who are on the verge of losing their virginity. The act itself will not be filmed. What else? What else? I'm going to talk about stupid shit while he's on the phone. That fucking political shit. I'm aggravated. In case you can't tell, I'm aggravated. Technology news. Technology news. Apple's iOS 7 will ask users to help improve the maps. Bunch of hacking with downloading child porn. XCOM hotspots now available. Instagram isn't killing Vine. Bracing for Google Glass and in-your-face technology. You want to hear about that? Why should you give a fuck? Nobody's going to do anything anyways. Bite me, 800 slut. Google Glass is going to steal the world. Forget it. And you don't want that shit. People walking around videotaping everything. Hewlett-Packard and Apple are getting into bed with Project Moonshot servers. I don't know. That's beyond me. People 65 and over are tripling their usage of social media networks. 65 and up. Alright. Adult users, 9 out of 10 in the 18 to 29 bracket. 8 out of 10 in 30 to 49, 6 out of 10, 50 to 64, and 13% are users 65 and up. Oh, that was in 2009. Now it's 43%. So the old folks are taking over the internet. It took them this long to figure out how to use it, that's why. And now I'm looking at the music news. It all bites win. 9 Inch Nails, Madonna, Jay-Z's Picasso Baby. I've been hearing a lot about it, but I don't know what it is. Now a whole bunch of Lollapalooza videos, but don't know what it is. So no music news. How about science news? Danger at Oak Ridge Labs. The guy who blew the whistle on it back in the 90s died. That's because he worked in a chemical lab. Why does my voice sound different? I know. A whole bunch of 3D models with expired patents just released to the internet. Would you eat lab-grown meat? Not on my life. Test tube burgers. Sending Barbie to Mars. They had to send everybody to fucking Mars. 15 million year old whale skull found. Yeah. Okay. 10 minutes. The world's first test tube burger was ready to eat. It wasn't soft. The lack of fat was noticeable, lack of juiciness. She would have thought it was meat rather than a substitute if she had her eyes closed. Fibers were grown together in a lab, colored with beetroot juice and shot through with saffron to complete the burger that from a distance looked ordinary. They had a chef taste it in London. Then they had an American food writer. I don't know. Test tube meat doesn't cut it. Sure, and the guy who bankrolled the whole deal was the leader of Google, Sergey Brin. Fucking guy's evil. Just like that other guy, Eric Schmidt, the CEO of, he's the CEO of Google. What does Brin do? Brin owns it, right? Okay. Well, I've been talking to the people there. whoever the fuck's listening, about this test tube grown hamburger.
Oh, yeah, I read that too.
Yeah, it's all over the place. It costs 220,000 pounds.
What is that, English?
Yeah. I don't know how much that translates to in American.
I don't know.
But they had a chef from London taste it.
Yeah.
And an American journalist. They said it was a little less than juicy because of the lack of fat. Not quite as soft as one would expect.
Tastes like meat, though.
But yeah.
Well, they're basically growing meat now in a test tube.
Yeah.
Great.
I don't want to know nothing about it. I thought I'd give a little bit of music news, but I didn't know who anybody in any of this music stuff was.
Yeah, I forget the subject matter we were talking about. There's just so much to talk about. There's so much wrong. And there's so much criminality at top levels that it's better to just talk about Hillary Clinton making a movie.
No, see, that's why I'm throwing up
hamburgers. And
I'm throwing up these smoke screen things that people don't really need to care about.
Yeah.
I already went through technology.
They like you being stupid. You know, it's good to be stupid in America. People, they need it in big, vast numbers of stupidity. That's the only way they're going to be able to suffocate everything. We're half there anyway. I mean, they really damaged and destroyed the human condition here. But then again, maybe a lot of it's our own fault. Like you said earlier, why do I have to have an iPhone in my pocket?
Yeah, we allow it.
We do.
And then we complacently sit by while things happen. Should we see what the Blaze is talking about?
Blaze, yeah.
Blaze.
I just heard Glenn Beck this morning talking about he's going to have like Washington Bureau correspondents. So he wants to be like your CNN or your Fox or, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. He don't want to give you real news. He wants to be part of the fake news too. That's good because that's safe for Glenn. See the video in the Hastings crash when they showed them, they released some video?
Yeah, we're talking about distractions. 12 baseball players accept 50-game suspension.
12?
Yeah.
They split up the 50 amongst themselves?
No.
Oh, they got 50 each?
50 each. A-Rod's appealing it. All players except A-Rod accepted it. Nelson Cruz of Texas, Johnny Peralta of Detroit, Everett Cabrera of San Diego. There's so many Cabreras I can never keep them all straight. Francisco Cervelli, Fernando Martinez, both of the Yankees. Antonio Bastardo of Philadelphia. He was a Bastardo anyway. Jesus Montero from the Mets. I don't know, I can't read a lot of these names, but there are a whole bunch of people from all over the place. They say A-Rod will be suspended. He's fighting it. Guy from Milwaukee got nailed with a 65-game suspension. Charlie Rangel says the problem isn't white crackers, it's liberal crackpots.
Well, what kind of crackers is he talking about? Saltine Stone or Ritz? Because, you know, everything fits on a Ritz. I don't know if you know this.
This was in an interview with the Daily Beast.
Well,
and he said that the Tea Party movement comprises the same white crackers who oppose the civil rights movement.
The civil rights movement was a movement toward, in a way, hamstringing the strength of the black. That's like he said something to a woman today about the women's rights movement. It's fine till it takes your power. These people have a way of getting in there, making you think they're helping you, but only hindering your progress.
See, this is smart. A town in Minnesota re-elected a 4-year-old kid as their mayor. He was only 3 years old when he first got elected.
So what's actually the origins of cracker when you're speaking of the white man?
I don't know. I think
Cracker Barrel?
No, I think I read about that one time. It goes way back, Civil War.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
You know, it's not skin color, really, to be honest with you. I don't see skin color as the problem. I see culture as the problem, you know? When you're talking about black folk, you could put Bill Cosby in a room full of black folk, and he could start talking, and they could disagree with almost 90% of what he's saying.
Most of them are, in theories, the sound of the whips cracking. Cracker was used during Elizabethan times to describe braggarts. The original root of this is the Middle English word crack, meaning entertaining conversation. One may be said to crack a joke. A witty remark is a wise crack.
There you go.
Another theory holds that it comes from the common diet of poor whites. The term derives from the cracked kernels of corn, which form the staple food of this class of people.
Is that why Jimmy cracked it? No one cared?
Sounds like it.
What about his master?
He gone away.
I do. So what we live in is a shit world. People are always trying to divide each other up. What goes on to this day? You know, it's just so sad. But I've come to realize it's not skin color, it's culture. That's why a lot of black people, older ones, wiser ones, say to the young black folk, they say, no, don't do that to yourselves. Don't speak like that. You've got to be in this world.
Yeah, the Cosby kind of thing.
Yeah, pull them pants up.
Oh, see
Don't
here.
put tattoos on your face, boy.
Here's another thing about the DEA phoning up.
You know what? I'll never. We've said this a million times, but I will say it on the air. Right? When I was 15, 21, I could relate to an all-black man in his 50s and 60s better than I could any white people I knew in their as adults from 30 to 50, 60 years old. You know what I mean? I put in the same room with a black man. We could talk everything from music to culture, and our culture seemed like they were the same. Mm-hmm. But now it ain't that way.
No.
An older black man looks down at a young black person and like, oh, why don't you have any respect for women folk? Why don't you want to have a family? What's wrong with religion? This is amazing disparity. It doesn't span the colors of the spectrum of this culture.
No, they try to use every opportunity to divide in every way. Right. Racially is just one. This kind of actually does fall into that. I was just reading about Barney Frank coming out on the Bill Maher show, and Bill Maher said, hey, as a former congressman, you don't have any trouble sitting down next to a pot-smoking atheist? And Barney Frank looked at him and said, which pot-smoking atheist are you talking about? There was only the two of them on the stage. Now he admitted to being a gay pot-smoking atheist.
Well, before, when the police came into his boyfriend's house, he didn't know what marijuana was.
Yeah, but see...
And all of a sudden, now he's a pot-smoking atheist.
But see, the thing is now that can all be used for further division.
It can be?
Yeah. You have a gay atheist, so you're going to take a lot of heterosexual pot smokers who believe in God and turn them against another pot smoker. You're going to have...
We have too many words describing
You're going to have atheists who are opposed to homosexuality and pot smoking turn against another atheist. And you're going to have gay people who are opposed to things.
Doesn't bother me.
They're going to use it.
I'm out unless I get mugged by a pot smoking gay atheist.
Yeah.
I don't really give a shit. Can you really say I care about that? That's ruining the world. I don't think it's ruining the world because
you know how I care about it.
A gay pot smoking atheist who's a living and working hard and being a part of the community. Guess what?
I'm fine with it.
So I don't really care. That doesn't bother me a bit. It shouldn't bother most people. Why should it? How are they going to do it?
True. Where it bothers me is that there's now 3 different things they can use as a wedge. 4, actually, because then they'll call into the fact that he's a liberal and use that as a wedge between liberals and conservatives who are, I mean, come on, face it, there's gay conservatives, there's pot-smoking conservatives, and there's atheist conservatives. They divide up the conservatives, they divide up the liberal community and the gay community. They use it to divide everybody every which way. It's not just a chop left and right. Now we're going to dice up these little segments so that nobody can get out of each other's way.
The Rush Limbaugh and Becky stuff, they are in place to divide us up so that something above them has promised them, if you divide them, we'll conquer everything. And you get a seat on the spaceship in the bunker with us. Because this is what's going on. Just help us keep them confused till then. That, of course, is my opinion. I just never seen a lot of, like Rush Limbaugh's been in the air for 25 years. Are we better off now? Do we have a good conservative politician in there giving us good moral codes and moral, weird star economy? He hasn't done any. Look what's going on there. If there was never a person like that, it would probably be better. If there was never Jesse Jackson, probably be better. If there was never Rush Limbaugh, probably be better. If there was never Bill Kristol, probably be better. If there was never a Wolfowitz, never better. Could have never been better. Couldn't get better than that. If there was never Rumsfeld, couldn't be better. If there was never a Bill Clinton, there was never Barack Obama, couldn't be better. But those people existed. They did what they did.
You know what?
Helped divide and conquer.
All those people that you named are the
both
best.
Sides of the aisle.
All those people you named are the best reasons we should support both abortion and the death penalty.
This isn't the greatest day for a shoe. Really.
I don't know.
We'll talk about
Not funny. It's a serious show.
Serious show.
I told you I was going to be better.
Yeah.
I'm a fucking.
And all I've got is bad news since we started the show. Well, it's not all bad news. We're talking about like heavy shit like race.
Racial, yeah. Divides. And people are like, everything's getting divided every which way. Oh, they're even turning me against myself. In a way, they are doing that. You kind of want a cool little toy that carries a GPS chip where they monitor your everything, but boy, all the other like good stuff I can do with it.
And I was laughing at one of our friends who's just like, you got that phone for that they can, you can't turn that off, they can monitor, I can take the battery out of mine. Big deal. I mean, how do you know if they're going to track you anyway? I mean, when do you know when it's time to take the battery out? I mean,
so they'll turn on they'll turn on your cable system or something else.
There's
they
always
turn on
something,
everything.
ain't there? I mean, if you buy a TV nowadays, can't it look back at you? I mean, everything's coming out like that.
We don't broadcast this live, but it's going somewhere live right now, coming through right sucked out of my microphone. Listen, somebody in the street's got loud music.
It is loud.
Yeah, but the bass wasn't thumping the windows.
So at this stage, even this is going to be a short, kind of how you doing show, but I got a feeling we're going to, collectively as a nation, we're going to be in for hard times. We're going to have to support each other. We can't divide. We're going to have to be there. If we divide, it's only going to make this worse.
You know something?
No?
I don't know if our nation is of the same character to do that this time.
Right. But there's amazing young people come out. Not a lot, but I mean, it's not the norm. It's not what they're trying to make, but they got a lot of good stuff. A lot of, that they listen to. And the game ain't over yet either. Things can change.
But there's a whole generation between us and my children that can fuck things up for a lot of years and make it sink worse rather than pull it out.
True. And that seems like it's been in nosedives now for over 12 years. Don't you feel? I don't know. Let's put it this way. It doesn't feel like since we went from 99 to 2000, 2013, it does not feel like we've had one good year. I mean, where I can say, wow, great. Did you see that? They stopped the war. Now the economy is booming now. It's not a war economy anymore. It's a peace economy. They're really helping small businesses. Everyone I know just about's working. Geez, my sister just bought a house. I haven't heard anyone talk like that in, I don't know, it could be 20 years.
Years, yeah.
It could be 20, people today don't even know what that I just said.
Yeah.
And you know what? It ain't gonna, until good people speak up about all the bad going on, it ain't gonna change. And if you keep listening to Rush Limbaugh, it ain't gonna change. You keep listening to Glenn Beck, it ain't gonna change. Al Sharpton, no. Jesse Jackson, no. I'm saying both sides of the aisle here. I'm trying to tell you who ruined it for us. Those are the people. They've made it so we can't just collectively say that to each other.
No, that's true. That's true. Everybody out there, you can't even trust one of them. I don't know what's going on. I don't have a solution. I thought I did by saying replace everybody. I know.
It's a system that's gone awry for you. So as long as it keeps the system, well, that's another word that's very similar to culture. But system is a word that really more or less describes how the whole dichotomy of the scape works.
But see,
you work within.
Now when you talk the system,
you got to change the system. How do you do that?
But when you're talking about the system, I think what affects the common person almost more so than Washington is the non-elected bureaucrats that are a part of the system that have a daily sway over your life. Think about judges. Think about the EPA. Think about OSHA people. Think about...
you know the Bigfoot the wall?
The DPH. Look at how
You're talking about the wall. Those are all bricks in the wall.
Yeah.
You know, every brick
but I mean,
is compartmentalized. It doesn't... OSHA don't care what... what's your name? The Farm Council's doing.
Yeah.
Farm Council don't care what the city of Springfield's doing. You know, I mean, it don't matter who's running what scale over here. It's all bricks in this wall.
And
it's
see,
built by bureaucracy.
And that's the point. Well, you mentioned the system. And now my point is, some of the flaws in the system, the judicial system being a big one, judges not being electable or accountable for their decisions. They don't really care who's in the White House.
What do you think was the biggest thing that helped build our culture today to where we sit right here talking? And we don't even think about it at all, but what do you think was the absolute biggest thing?
That put us to this point?
Yeah, to where we can go do everything from the way we're doing through this internet, to our phone, from pocket phones, the electric light, the clock, the cars. The cars not so much. The cars probably not affected as much by what I'm saying.
The electric light.
AC power.
Yeah.
AC power we wouldn't be doing. We'd have DC power like a car, but we'd have so many different substations everywhere that everywhere wouldn't have power. AC power can actually branch out over a country and light it.
So now
you ever see those pictures of like the world where they don't have it? It's all dark, like North Korea, the Congo. And I'm not saying that's good or bad, because that could be good in its own way. But what I'm trying to say is this. The father of AC power was Nikola Tesla. We just didn't even get, I don't even know if we got a page in our history books. I don't remember reading about the guy. I read about Edison, I read about Einstein, I read about, but not the guy who made our lives the way they are. Now, if you went a little deeper, you'd also find that Tesla did a couple other things. He invented something called a death ray, but they call it a death ray, and he invented something called free energy. Take AC power, that, and those three things, those are life, society, system-changing inventions. And this man was a gift. Over 120 years ago, this technology. Now, they say that the tech that they got 120 years ago from him involving those dichotomy of things, they say that that's all been developed to the point where they're looking 30 to 50 years in the future of things we don't even know they have.
Could be.
So what I'm saying is they've built a war economy, a way of killing each other for profit, because the largest profits are made at war. Building the machineries for war, distributing the stuff for war.
So then we go deeper into your question, and what is the single thing that put our society and our culture where it is today? Greed.
Well, it's probably...
Greed deeper than electricity.
You could almost, if you wanted, you could go greed, lust, all these different things, but power sits above it all, because you could have all the money in the world, but if no one liked you and didn't want to, they turn their backs on you, wouldn't listen to you, pay attention, you don't have power. So they have all the money. What they want's the power. And the way to get the power is to keep us fighting. And back to that's a full circle conversation with respect that we're back to why. They want the power. Right. How do we change it? We end the wars. Because the wars are connected to the way they roll their technology. And we demand the free energy that we know they have. The 30 to 50 years technology in the future. But it's greed underneath that power that keeps them from releasing this. If they didn't want to tell you that Tesla makes AC power, and they didn't want you knowing that he had other things, inventions too, that would have given us free energy everywhere and changed our whole society culture system. Then until we get that out in the open and deal with all this, we're going down a road to complete subjugation and integration into the software and machinery. You know, we're never going to be free, sovereign humans. Regardless if you're a gay, pot-smoking atheist, that has nothing to do with that at all.
True.
Because you can still hold any belief you want within a new system. But you might, maybe you believe a little bit more in something if the world wasn't all just negative and always at war, killing itself off. But we become our own cancer, so to speak.
And the negativity is on so many fronts that when you try and be a positive spot in the negative, it just swallows you.
And then there's other people who don't want to hear the truth because it bums them out.
So,
you're always being negative.
In completing a full circle, even back to other shows. So if we go by your theory, then my solution of crashing the power grid is the only way to make it better.
If you could put in place the real technology that gets the free energy and then take the power grid down, you'd have something there. Because at that point, you have everybody, they wouldn't have to pay for their energy. So there'd be unlimited energy, because like there is in the universe. You know, I got a lot of insight this weekend going staring at the stars where I was away from the city lights on. I started to realize something. The reason I can't see nothing good around here is because the city lights wash out all the stars. The same sky is up near us, but it's all washed out by the light here.
The same sky is everywhere.
Right, but if you live near the city, you don't get to see the beauty of the night sky. And that's the same thing in a lot of ways. If you live too close to all of this, almost, you call it demonic inventions, you don't get to see the light of the Creator.
Yes, but I don't fucking know. I'm too confused. Don't have a good working brain today.
No, me neither for that.
Neither the show nor the prep is putting me in right place.
No, it ain't. But there'll be another day. Right now it's hard to come up with humorous things when everything's crashing around.
You know, I even looked for inspiration in the funny news.
Funny?
Yeah, it wasn't funny. Yeah, let's see. First taste of test tube burger declared close to meat. We did that already. Johannesburg apologizes to Mandela for billing blunder. Don't know, don't care. Some like it hot, doesn't matter in yoga, same thing. Stinky tofu. Taiwan's tasty snack packs of rotten stents. Tofu does anyway. Bye. Tennessee musician comes first to paddleboard to U.S. from Cuba. Oh well.
Anyway, I'm going to head out.
That's it. He said cut it off now. We cut it off now. See ya.
We'll have to come back one another day.
Anyway, I guess this is the end of It's High Time We Talked.
Yeah, I'm hungry.
We'll see you next show. Have a nice day.
Whenever.
Play our outro song here. This is where the outro song goes.
Well, what are we going to put?
I don't know yet.
All right.
You're going to have to press end.
Yeah.